my really great honor to say that we have the very best with us today. And our speaker today is a life coach. Our speaker today is also a motivational speaker. She is a trainer. She is also somebody who is growing up to become a media personality when it comes to issues of consulting where mass media is concerned. She also happens to be a chair of a leadership organization that is actually focusing on Africa and beyond. And of course, I know we'll be given more information about something that is actually happening in the next few days to come. So it gives me much pleasure and much joy to welcome our speaker for the day. So brace yourselves up as we tayarisha kupiga makofi. Vile weather inakaa, tutayarisha tusikie kuna joto kidogo. Yes, joto. So we are going to give her 3 factorial. You know factorial? Tunazanga 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, and then we say karibu, sindio? So as we do that, of course, our speaker is none other than Madam Sarah Munyi. So let's give her 3 factorial. Let's start. And then karibu sana.
Thank you very much. We can appreciate our MC as well for the very good job. Wow, this is amazing. Woody Allen is one of the most successful people in Hollywood. We may not know him much here, but in US and many other places out there, he's very well known. He has had a very long, successful career in Hollywood, in acting, film directing, writing movies, novelist. He's been very successful. And one time he was being interviewed. I watched his interview and he was being asked, Woody, very many young people go to Hollywood to make it in showbiz. So we know musicians. Well, most of the people who usually excite us, especially young people, are musicians, isn't it? And people who are in showbiz. They want to make it in Hollywood. You have not made it in music, in acting, if you have not made it in Hollywood. So many people want to go and make it in Hollywood, but they don't make it. What has made you successful for such a long time? And this is what he said. He said 90% of success is showing up. 90% of success is showing up. So he said, I just showed up. I just showed up. 90% of success is showing up. So I want to thank each one of you for showing up. Why don't you just greet your neighbor and tell them, thank you for showing up. Tell them you're a candidate for success. Yes. The rest 10%, very true. The rest 10% are just modalities. You know, they're just modalities. 90% is showing up. When you're already here, chances of you getting an opportunity of a lifetime are very high. They are like 90%. The rest are just some small things here and there. The way you came in today, I can assure you, is not the way that you will go out. All right? Yeah, so I'm very, very much excited to welcome all of you. Sarah Munyi is my name, as I have been introduced. And today you're having a very, very interesting topic, but I'd like to just do a recap of what we've done in the past, because we started having these talks like continuously from November last year, and we usually have this in Nairobi, and in Kigali. So last month we looked at, who was here last month? I see a few people. What did we look at? Yes?
I was here, we discussed about the personal branding.
Personal branding, thank you very much. Clap for him. But, thank you. But personal branding was in April. Yes, last month, May, yes, we looked at your life of purpose, because every life has a purpose. Every life has a purpose above money. Every life has a purpose, because most of the times we leave our houses in the morning to go out and look for money. Is there anyone else who goes out to look for something else? So we go out hoping that today I will add into my wallet, isn't it? Which is very good. Money is good, but there is life beyond money. There's life beyond you know, a good bank account. There's life beyond the paycheck. There's life beyond the paycheck. So we were looking at your life of purpose, which was a very interesting conversation. Then, of course, in April, we had personal branding. Then on March we had the questions that will change your life. The questions that will change your life, because one of the things that has changed the world, has changed economies, has changed societies, has changed the environment around you are questions that people ask themselves. And then in January, we were looking at 7 things you need to look into 2018. 7 things to watch in 2018. So today I'm very much excited to be speaking about, what's our topic again today? Reinvent. Number 1 is reinvent, re-strategize, and then recharge. Reinvent, re-strategize, and then recharge. This is why, now the question comes, why do I need to reinvent if I had already invented? Why do I need to re-strategize if I had already strategized? Why do I need to recharge? Because you see, it's something that you are repeating, eh? You can see there's the re. It's something that you're repeating. That means you had taken an action, and then you realize maybe you made a misstep, then you're redoing it again. You're redoing it again. One of the things that equalizes us all, there are people who are very rich in this world. They are born rich. They're very rich. There are people who have everything they need in life. But there is some, and then there are those, of course, who don't have. You know, there's somebody who said that in this world we only have 2 tribes. Eh? We have the haves and the have-nots. There's someone who said that. I don't know how true that is, but somebody said that. But if there is something that equalizes the haves and the have-nots are challenges. Everyone under the sun has challenges. And how you handle challenges, how you navigate through challenges determines how your life determines your end goal. So challenges are very important in life. Challenges are very important in life, and most of the times we are usually trying to run from challenges, isn't it? See, we go to school, like now here we have several students. We go to school so that now we can learn how to, to navigate the challenges in life. We can come up with solutions. Like here you have a solution for, I don't know, for startups, India. We are always trying to look for solutions to challenges, isn't it? To solve them. We are always trying even to run away from challenges. But in life, do not limit your challenges. Challenge your limits. Always challenge your limits. So if there is anything that will propel you to your next level, are challenges. So we need challenges. Now this talk is coming at we are already halfway through the year, isn't it? We are already halfway through the year, and in the beginning of the year, how many had goals and resolutions? And let me just start from there. How many of us in January had goals and resolutions and aspirations and things you're looking into 2018? We all had. That's very good. That is very good. Now, we are in halfway through the year, isn't it? We are halfway through the year. How many have achieved, at least if you have achieved something to do with, maybe you're not doing very badly, at least you have done 50%. If you have done 50%, wow, let's clap for her. Okay, the rest of us, where are we? We are? Okay, how many have achieved everything you said you will achieve? You have achieved at least, you have achieved all of them. Who is that? Can we clap for him? You have achieved everything. You have to tell us what it is that all the things that you had set and you have achieved. Yes?
Okay, hi.
Hi.
So at the beginning of the year I had some goals. So my first goal was to write a book, motivational book. And I did it. Now it's being currently, published. Now the other goal was to start a YouTube channel. And I did, and now I have like around 34 videos. So I guess that's it.
Wow, amazing. Let's clap for him again. There were only 3. There were only 3.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. That's very good. All right, we'll come to that. So the rest of us, where are we? Okay, kama umefanya kamoja, at least hauko 0. Kama umefanya kamoja, the rest of us, not a problem. That is why we need to have this conversation, because you find that this is what usually happens. You set goals every year. Possibly in 2014, 2015, 2016, you said, I want to lose weight. That's one of the, for example, and especially for us ladies, you say, I want to lose weight. I want to lose about 10 kgs or 4 kgs. And 4 years down the line, you're still at the same place. You're still losing 4 kgs, you're still losing 2 kgs, you're still at the same place. 3 years ago, you said, okay, I'll build my mother a house. We are here. In June 2018, you're still at the same place. Maybe there's something you wanted to do in 2015. I'll write a book in 2016. We are here. We are in June 2018. And you still haven't, scratched the surface. You haven't done anything. Most of the times we find ourselves, and this is what happens. You wake up one day, or maybe it's even in employment. You are in employment, and you want to see growth in your career, but you're not really doing anything to really initiate that growth. So you remain at the same place. Then you wake up one day, you're 30. You're finding there are younger graduates coming to the company. They are being promoted over you, and you're very disgruntled. Then you wake up one day, you're 40 years, you have no investment, you have never saved, you live from paycheck to paycheck, you're always 45, 60, 65. What you need to do is that you need to reinvent yourself, you need to re-strategize, and you need to recharge. That is why we need to have this conversation. So forget about what did not work before. If we are already in June and you haven't even done one thing that you say that you will do, not a problem. That is why we are having this conversation. Very many of us find ourselves there. But this is what happens when you say that you will do something and then you do not do it. You realize that you waste time, first of all, because now you'll have to recover that time. There's something you need to appreciate is that you have wasted time, and wasting time is wasting your life, because time equals life. Time equals life. So when you're doing something again, you're using another time that you will never recover. So number one, you find there's a time that you're supposed to do something, but you have wasted it. So you have wasted a life. That's how serious it is. That's why we need to re-strategize. That's why we need to recharge. That is why we need to have this conversation. So what do you exactly need to do if you find that you are always stuck at the same place? You cannot see growth and progress in life. What do you need to do? Number one, assess candidly where you are in life. Do a reality pitch. Do a reality pitch. Assess candidly where you are in life. Are you happy with the quality of life that you are living? Is everything you have everything you wanted to have, everything you wanted to be? No matter where you are, whether you're a student, you're working, you're in business, no matter where you are, is it where you always wanted to be? And I like the way Joseph is saying, because he said, Joseph, you have achieved all your goals. Then what you do is that you set bigger, bolder ones. Yes, because you have already proved yourself that you can, you've already done the small ones that you had set. So set a bigger, bolder one and pursue them with courage. Never arrive, never feel that now I've achieved everything I wanted to achieve this year, nimetengeneza ile pesa nilikuwa nataka kutengeneza. No, always set big, always make sure you are working on something new. Never say that now nimefanya ile kitu nilikuwa nataka kufanya and then you settle. Always challenge yourself. Make sure you are working on something bigger, something new every time. You will see your life progressing. You will see your life progressing. So assess your life very candidly. Call yourself into a meeting. Sometimes just call yourself into a meeting alone. Where am I in life? Am I happy? Am I happy with the quality of life I'm living? Is this what I want? What do I really, really want in life? In fact, if you ask yourself that question, you'll find, let me ask a question right now. So for someone to tell me, I'll ask you, just stand. My dear, remind me your name?
Anastasia.
Yes, Anastasia, what do you do?
I make clothes.
You?
I make clothes.
You make clothes?
Yes.
That is what you do from 8 to 5, you make clothes. Like you design clothes, you...
Yes.
Okay, so now what are you doing with your life? No, it's okay, just sit down. Just sit down. There's somebody who asked me that question, and I was doing so many things. It's about 3 or 4 years ago. They asked me, Sarah, I haven't seen you for about 3 or 2 years. What have you been doing with your life? And I thought about it at that moment, and I couldn't answer that question. What are you doing with your life? Ask yourself some of these questions. Sit yourself down. There's no one who will answer that question for you. You are the only one who can answer that question for yourself. What am I doing with my life? What do I really want at this moment in life? Like if God came here and asked you, what do you really want right now in your life? What would you say? What would you say? Have that conversation with yourself. The question is, what do you really want? If you assess your life and then you find you're not happy with the quality of life you're living, then if you're not happy, then you know you cannot continue doing the same thing and expect different results. You will have to do something differently for you to achieve different results. And if your answer is yes, because some of us are doing very well, actually, you know, you can see progress in your life, you're starting new things, you're writing books, you can see progress in your life, then that's very good. Now work towards becoming significant. Work towards significance. If you're doing well in a certain area of your life, that is very good. Work into distinguishing yourself into significance, because there is something that is beyond success. Work towards significance. We all know that it's a common story that is told that the ego, when it gets to 70 years, what does it do? What does it do? Yes, thank you.
It will go to a peak of a mountain, and while it's in the peak of the mountain, it will find where there is a rock. While it's there, it will beat the beak on the rock, hardly more or many times as possible, so as to move off the beak, because the beak is curved, so it cannot eat properly as it's supposed to. Then also, yeah, that is what it will do.
It's not just the beak, so it will knock its beak several times on a hard rock until the beak falls off. And then also the crows, you know, the crows that usually like catch the prey, it will go and scratch somewhere on a very hard rock until all the crows come out, and then it starts plucking its feathers until others, and it stays somewhere for a while until the feathers can grow up to reinvent itself, so that it can get new energy, new vigor to go for the next 70 years. So if an animal, a bird like that, has that wisdom, how much more for us? In fact, not even animals, even companies. If we speak of the companies that we know very well, like Coca-Cola, like Safaricom, like which other company do we know very well? Equity. Companies that are doing very well. The reason why we think Coca-Cola, the reason why we think Safaricom, the reason why we think Equity, all of these brands, is not because that their products are very different from other, from, I thought Mirinda tastes very well from Pepsi, Cindy. Even Pepsi tastes very well. Yeah, it's because they always rebrand, they always re-strategize, they always reinvent themselves for them to be the great companies that they are today. Any company that does not do that, we forget about you, we don't even remember that you were there. So if companies do that, how much more even for us in our personal lives do we need to do that, to reinvent ourselves? If we are going to stand out and become brands like Coca-Cola, becomes brands like Safaricom, becomes brand like, all those brands that we speak about, we need to reinvent. We need to reinvent. So how do you reinvent? We've said point number one is to assess candidly where you are in life. This is what companies, I know most of us who are working, we always have meetings. We have board meetings. We say, we had said from January we need to be here. By June, we need to have these targets. We need to have met this kind of target. We need to make this kind of money. We need to have reached this kind of audience. We need to have opened branches in this. They always review. If we haven't done it, we have not been meeting our targets. Where have we been going wrong? So ask, where have I been going wrong? Where have I been going wrong? An unaudited life, an unreviewed life, an unplanned life is not a life worth living. If no company has ever survived, he said something very good, that startups, they don't see, what did you say? They don't see their first birthday. Yeah, 90% or actually 80% of the startups, they don't see their first birthday. They don't see their first year. Because number one, they are not planned. They never plan, they never review, they never re-strategize. You just wake up, you have a startup, you have a company, you got all the money, you put it into your own ventures, and it goes. And so you find after a whole year, you are now seeking back employment because, you did not really, manage it well. So what you need to do is that you need to assess candidly where you are. Where are the mistakes? Where have I gone wrong? What didn't I do right? And what will help you here is to work with an accountability partner. Work with an accountability partner. Have an accountability partner.